G'day Internet, Max right here, and just a fun little bit of news gossip for the movement here. Milo Yiannopoulos has returned on the scene. For those of you who don't know, he was instrumental in getting Trump elected. He was all over social media, the fabulously outrageous gay conservative, master provocateur, and he got cancelled, unfortunately. He was just recruiting too many of the LGBT community to the conservative movement, so he had to go. And so they got him pretty good. And unlike some of the others, like other people who got cancelled, like the who else have we got? We got Alex Jones. We've got who's one of my favorites? Bald head philosopher. Help me out. What's his name? Molyneux. Stefan Molyneux. They kind of just went onto other platforms and are just trying to building their presence over there. Milo just kind of disappeared and just never to be seen again until this week. And he kind of co-hosted a show with Alex Jones, or maybe he was the guest of the Alex Jones show. You can see that show. I just watched it. It's on Rumble. Link in the description. Highly recommend it. It's fun. And Milo back in scintillating form, and some gossip, some news. He is, quote unquote, sodomy free. He is no longer gay. He has found Christ. He's doing conversion therapy. All the fun stuff to talk about there. But it's so this is just anyway, just interesting and gossip more than anything. But that's what's going on in Milo Yiannopoulos' world. Now, he's just been a fantastic advocate for freedom. He calls himself a conservative. In fact, there's an interview. I'll put a link for the interview below. I interviewed him personally, one-on-one, going back, I think about 2011, 2012, something like that. And we talked extensively about libertarianism versus conservatism. And at the time, he was not so gung-ho on libertarianism. He was more the conservative. And so that was fun. There's a link to that interview below. But he is, for all his good points and faults, one of his best points. I think he is extremely intelligent. I think he's very, very articulate at getting the conservative point across, or the limited government case across. And on, as usual, some of his social issues are a bit outrageous and outlandish, but nonetheless, I think he's just an excellent advocate for freedom. So really glad to see Milo back on the scene, and just as someone who's been in this community for a while, it's fun to have him back. So keep an eye out for him. Hopefully we're going to be seeing more of him. A little bit of bad news. He claims to have been banned from Trump's new platform, Truth Social, which there's already been some bannings going on, which is just really, really sad. And even Milo says classic Trump. So all right, let me slow down, fill in some details. Apparently there was someone who made fun of like Devin Nunes or something by having a screen name as Devin Nunes Cow, which is some kind of meme I'm unfamiliar with. But nonetheless, Truth Social said, no, you can't do that, banned from the platform. Now, that was a leftist testing, making fun of the right and testing to see whether or not there would be censorship there. And it appears, if the reports are correct, that Truth Social has failed and immediately tried to silence a leftist. And a couple things. So Milo says classic Trump. And it is classic Trump for a couple of reasons. So Trump seems to be able to just turncoat. He's a turncoat from what I can see. So classic example, Bannon. Bannon was absolutely instrumental in getting him elected. And he, got a position in the White House. After about 8 months, he gets fired. Julian Assange, absolutely instrumental in getting Trump elected. He got the Hillary emails, exposed her for the criminal she is. So many people massively helped with getting him elected. And once he's in a position of power, silence from Trump, zero help for Assange. So that's in one way in which he's a turncoat. There seems to be a lack of loyalty there. And who else was there? There was another kind of concept that Trump does there. He's not a philosophical person by a long stretch. So whereas I'm very philosophical on his principles, and most libertarians are. Trump, I've always said, he's not a libertarian. He's an extreme pragmatist. He will do whatever works. He won't be loyal to any kind of concept that the libertarian movement may be loyal to. So that is an interesting kind of concept. And he, so what does he do? Is his social media going to be censorship free? It could be that he has taken the side of, no, screw that. The leftists are just deplatforming everybody over here. Screw them. We're going to do the same thing, and we're going to ban all the leftists and get them out of here, and we're going to have intelligent conversation over here. It'll be interesting to see which route he's going to go. Is he going to go a pro freedom of speech route, or is he going to go, no, screw that. They don't get my respect. The leftists, they cancelled all of us. They've taken over everything on the internet. This is our little corner of the world. Screw them. They get banned left and right. That'll be an interesting thing to follow and see. Personally, I hope the leftists come on because you can't persuade them if you don't interact with them, A. B, it sharpens your toolkit. Like all we need is free speech to win this debate. You don't need to silence them in any way, shape, or form. So I think it makes it more fun. It's better to make fun of them. It's better to let them hang themselves with their idiocy. And so I would say welcome leftists into Truth Social. But it will be interesting to see how Trump plays this. Okay, guys, that was just a little bit of gossip from, I guess, the movement. And I thought it was fun. If you like that kind of content, do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit link, and let me, hit like. And tell me, are you a fan of Milo? Do you think he helped the cause or damaged the cause? Are you glad to see him back or not? And what do you think of someone who's going through conversion therapy and is now although he's not, I wouldn't say he's anti-gay, but he is sodomy free is the phrase that he chose to use. So kind of funny. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon.